On today's episode of The Front Row, we are at the offices of Moonlight Musicals, visiting with Tom and Amy Laney. Thank you both very much for being on the show today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Well, you're actually right in the middle of the first run of your show,
Yes.
the show Frozen, which I guess is starting us off for the summer. Is that right?
Yes, what better way to kick off the summer than with some cold? And we are so excited for it. It's been such an amazing journey, but it is a huge production, one of the largest we've ever done. It is the largest orchestra we've ever had. It's one of our largest cast sizes, but it needs that epic scope and that scale because it really is magical to see out of the amphitheater.
Yeah. And I can imagine in production values also, you've got a lot of things. You've got castles, you've got countryside, you've got a North Mountain.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Oh, my gosh.
We also have magic. We have so much magic, and there's a lot of elements, specifically with props, specifically thinking of all those different things coming together, with people even like pulling strings from backstage to make sure the snow comes out. You know, we have so many different elements to this.
Yes.
Sounds very complicated.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, it takes a lot of people to put
Yes,
it together.
it does.
Talking about close to 130 people all working together to make this show happen.
Yes.
And it comes out on stage in just the joy and the energy you get from the show. It really is amazing. And this last weekend we had our first weekend of shows and just sold out crowds, amazing attendance, and just so wonderful to see all these families coming to see the Broadway version of Frozen, for the first time here in West Texas, and to be able to just share that magic with their family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have another weekend to go, so people haven't missed yet, right?
Yes. No, we
Yes.
still have 3 more chances. So this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And those are your last chances to see Frozen. It's the first show of our season, which is an amazing season.
Yeah.
We're actually calling it Moonlight Goes to the Movies because every single show this year is actually based on a classic movie.
Oh, great.
Yeah. And so we had a lot of fun coming up with that theme. And so just kind of teasing the rest of the season as well. We have Frozen, of course. And then after that, we have Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Footloose, Anastasia. And then the last show that we are doing is actually the West Texas premiere of The Prince of Egypt.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So every month from June through October is an amazing show out at the amphitheater, and it is really something special to see all these different forces come together to make these shows happen. And in fact, we're still selling season tickets right now. So for all 5 shows, you actually save $50. You get in 15 minutes early, you get a free popcorn, but it's really a great way to make sure that you are getting to all of these shows. You're, getting preferential treatment in line so that you can get those best seats, because if anyone's come to the amphitheater before, it's all open seating. It's a beautiful place in McKenzie Park that you can bring lawn chairs, picnic blankets. You can bring food from home or from a restaurant and just really enjoy the evening. But in addition to that, we also have food trucks come out.
Yes.
We have concessions
Oh, wow.
from Civic Lubbock.
Yeah.
We have face painting and sidewalk chalk for the kids that they could really just have a fun evening.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're really excited, especially with this year, the food trucks. It's every single Thursday performance the entire season, actually. So every Thursday that you're going to come out, no matter what show's playing, you're going to have food trucks. And those are going to be Bahama Bucks and River Smiths.
Sure.
And then the other great thing about Frozen is that, so all of our shows, we are really grateful to be partnering with so many businesses and local businesses here in our Lubbock community. And so every single show that we put on has at least one, if not multiple partners who help to put on the show with us and help present that show. And so Frozen is actually Absolute Refrigeration and Absolute Hygienics. Yes, right? It was...
Who better knows how to keep people cool than
Yes.
Absolute Refrigeration?
They're the cool place to call. And so...
But also those 2 businesses are such wonderful family-led organizations that we've been fortunate enough to be partnered with for years now, and we're so glad to be able to highlight them, to give them a spotlight, that they've really wanted to join in and give that extra amount of support for this show to kick off this season, and we're really excited about that.
Absolutely.
Tell me a little bit about Frozen more before we get on to the other things. So who's the director?
So the director is our very own founder and artistic director, Gerald Dalton.
Oh, great.
Yes.
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 So we figured, the man who started it all coming in to, has such a great eye for what makes Disney magic happen. And especially for connecting to families with his staging and with casting and everything else like that. He's really just done a tremendous job in giving that Moonlight feel that anyone who comes to a show recognizes that feel.
Yeah.
And this is, I would say, probably his best work.
I think so too. I've actually, we had several people who've come to the show so far and have just given some audience testimonials. And one of the things that they've said is that this is probably one of the best, if not the best, Moonlight shows that they've ever seen.
Great.
And so definitely I would say some of his very best work. And one of those things that we talked about that makes like the Moonlight difference, something that Jerry added was he wanted to add in a huge children's ensemble. And normally in Frozen, we don't really see as many children in that aside from our young Anna and our young Elsa. And we have almost 40 kids that are under the age of 11 in this show. And they are actually our snow chorus. And they come in to be the snow for Elsa. And so when she's singing her song, Let It Go, they dance around her and they are her snow. They are her spirit.
Oh,
what better way to see on the stage that magic happen of that, frenzied energy coming through than through these young kids. And it adds such an amazing element.
It does, yeah.
Well, that's wonderful. Great. And I know that y'all are ecstatic that Jerry Dolter is back to do that. That's really fantastic. Well, obviously, this show is in the middle of its production, and you have more to come. Are the remaining shows already cast?
Most of them have been cast. Yes, we're Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is already in rehearsals, already several weeks in. Footloose is actually about to begin rehearsals within just about a week.
Yep.
But we're going to be announcing auditions for our final show, Prince of Egypt, within just a few weeks. So we're very excited about that.
We also will be announcing that production team soon as well. And that's going to be just such a wonderful show. And so, so we do have auditions coming up for the Prince of Egypt, and it's going to be a huge show with a very large cast. And so we hope a lot of people will come out for that one.
Right. So this is, once you get started in the summer, it's kind of like repertory theater. I mean, it just, one show is in production, one show is rehearsing, one show is in the beginning stage.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so it just, and it just...
It just keeps
evolves
going
from there.
It goes back to back to back, and a lot of times, like just as an example, we have Frozen out at the amphitheater right now. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is doing rehearsals here in our studio, and they're usually rehearsing from about 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. in the summer this month, and then Footloose is starting on Monday, and so they're going to be rehearsing from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. And so literally it's 3 shows going on at the same time.
Yeah.
And I mean, it really is. It's just wow.
It's summer. Yeah,
yes.
exactly how that is. How do you recruit your directors, your music directors, your production people that you want to produce and come up with designs for all of this? So how does that process work?
So we actually we have open applications. We put those out yearly, and we will announce, hey, we want everyone to apply, because we really want this to be something where anyone who feels like maybe they could direct or design for props or do makeup or hair design, anybody who wants to be able to come and be a part of this, we want them to apply. And after that open application process, we then will set up interviews, and we actually have a selection committee, and we interview people, and we make sure that we go through a really good standard procedure so that we are being fair, and we are treating this like a business in terms of hiring the best people for the job.
Right. Well, it sounds like a great plan, and it's obviously you see it in the result of your work, right?
Yes,
yeah, exactly. So if I'm here in Lubbock, maybe just for the summer, if I've moved here or something like that, and I don't know anything about Moonlight Musicals, tell me, where is it, and how do I get there, and what do I do, and what should I be prepared for? Obviously, I can bring food, blankets, but what else?
Yeah. Well, the Moonlight Musicals Amphitheater is located over at 413 East Broadway. That's Mackenzie Park, so right next to the South Plains Fairgrounds. And it is, I tell people, we found the one hill in Lubbock, and we built a theater into it. And right behind the stage is the Playa Lake and everything. It is a gorgeous venue. And summer nights are so beautiful out here. So maybe bring a little bit of bug spray because we've had the rains recently. But other than that, really just bring a lawn chair, bring a blanket, something to sit in. We have some plastic chairs available. If you don't have anything, that's fine. But yeah, you're free to bring any food or drink you want. We want people to feel welcome and at ease. Like, this is a fun experience where it's not a stuffy concert hall or anything. We're giving beautiful music and with live orchestras for most of these shows, but we want it to be an experience where it's a summer tradition. And it's a tradition for your family. It's a tradition for any walk of life to be able to come and see what your fellow community members are doing, because all of these people are local people. You know, some of them come in from the colleges and stuff like that, but we have so many talented people here in Lubbock.
We really
it is
do.
Really astounding.
And you know, speaking of that talent, just with all the local people that we have, we really have added a lot more to our tradition. Aside from bringing in, you know, all the people, we've brought in so much of the community here. And I know we talked a little bit about that before with our Lubbock community, but something else that we added this year was like our Raising Cane's sidewalk chalk challenges. And we do that at every show. And we actually have prizes that Raising Cane's provided for us. And they will have different sidewalk chalk challenges. Like the last one, they did Olaf, who could draw the best Olaf. And so we had 30, 40 children all in the orchestra pit, and they were drawing Olaf. And we had so many Olafs. And then Tom and I had to go around and we had to judge them. I don't know why I said we should judge them. I was like, oh man, I should have had somebody else do it. So I didn't have all that pressure. And we got to give them a really wonderful gift. And so it's just, you know, we have our merch booth now where we have all these amazing things like glow sticks and face paint that we do of all the characters. And we have pictures that they can take with the Frozen characters after the show. And so it's just something where it's not just about a show. It's about community coming together to put on this event.
Right. Well, and I have to say that the shows that I've seen there, I've seen a lot, I love the theater itself. The amphitheater is beautifully placed. You have a lot of ability to work with what's going on. It's wonderful sets. And you had the foresight, thank goodness, to face people away from the sun and into the shade in the early part of the evening. So it's, as you said, it's beautiful.
It really is.
And I just think it's a great experience for people to come to. So people who are interested in the remainder of the season, or even this weekend, how can they go about tickets? How do they find out more information?
So the best way, of course, is going to be moonlightmusicals.com. There you can find out information about not only our entire season, but also all the other aspects of Moonlight Musicals, our academy, our teen intensives, our summer camps, and everything that we do. But moonlightmusicals.com/tickets is where you can find tickets. All of those are through Select a Seat, and you can also pick them up day of at the box office. We try to make sure that we always have a little bit in reserve, even when it's close to sold out, so you can show up day up and get your tickets.
And speaking of that, last Saturday, Friday and Saturday, it was so full that we had to open up our overflow parking, our overflow seating. So we even had people sitting on the hill, you know, or sitting, you know, all the way in the back, or sitting, you know, and they could still see the show so well because of how the amphitheater is laid out. But it really is one of those things of get there early, try to get your tickets ahead of time if you can, but we do keep those tickets reserved just in case.
Right. And as you said, season tickets are actually on sale at the moment, too, right?
Yes, they are.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Sounds wonderful. Our guests on the front row today, Tom and Amy Laney, who are all things Moonlight Musicals here in the city. Thank you so much for being our guests on the show today.
Thank you
Thank
again
you
for
so
having
much.
us.